we termed this next panel discussion is called Simplifying Success, Streamlining Agribusiness Policies and Regulations. I invite Rajiv ji to please come on the stage to moderate this panel discussion. Thank you, Rajiv ji. I know you had so many, you still have so many issues. Both his parents are hospitalized, even then he is here. Hope they are doing well. Thank you. Come. I'll invite rest of the people, then you can, okay. Then we have a publisher, Nimish ji, please join us. Krishak, Jagat. I wanted a publisher in this. Many people asked me, Raj, why a publisher in the panel discussion? बोला वो कुछ अच्छा छापेंगे panel के बाद में तो अपने लिए अच्छा होगा करके. Thanks, Nimish ji. And then we have Ranjesh, who is typically a hardcore regulatory guy. Ranjesh ji, please come. And there is another person who helps us to get this regulatory affairs make happen, Dr. Selvan, the Managing Director, Chairman of Bio Research Foundation. Doctor, Wango. But mics dena. So, Rajiv ji, all yours. Yeah, okay. And as I mentioned yesterday, we would be making the notes or the reports or the what we call the concept notes of all these panel discussions and other speakers to not only to circulate amongst ourselves, probably to also submit to the government policy makers. So that would be a great facilitation from IIAB and Agri Consulting. And we would also be uploading the videos and the presentations very soon on the websites and the YouTube.
Thank you, Rajji. It's been a pleasure meeting up old friends again. Anytime we move out for such conferences, it's a good time to catch up. Business is business, but it's very important to be in circulation, to understand, learn, always learn. That's what my feeling is. The topic for today that Raji has given is simplifying success and streamlining agri-business policies and regulations. To cover these subjects and topics, we have an expert team, a panelist, which has probably more than a century. Together, we have a century or more experience on the subject. I'd like to introduce the panelists first to our guests. I start with Mr. Nimish Gangrade. He's the director with Krishi Jagat. He's currently the director at Krishi Jagat Group. It's the largest subscribed agriculture newspaper in central India. He's a seasoned expert in agrochemicals and seed industry, and he boasts of over a decade of professional experience with strategic marketing and in big data agriculture. Presently, serving as a director at Krishi Jagat, the national agriculture newspaper, he holds accreditation as a journalist by the Government of India with a wealth of knowledge and part of numerous think tanks. He's part of numerous think tanks too. Nimish has authored white papers delving into various policy aspects related to agriculture. Furthermore, his past endeavors involved collaborating with prominent tech giants like Microsoft and consultancy companies like McKinsey and company within the agrochemical and seed sector, solidifying his profound comprehension of the industry. Here's Mr. Dr. Nimish for you. We move on to our next guest speaker today. We'll be talking of Dr. Rajneesh Kumar Singh now. Dr. Rajneesh Kumar Singh is the general manager at the and he's the regulatory affairs, handles the regulatory affairs and product development at Bharat Certis Limited. He's got a very, very vast experience of the trade starting from, he's got 20 years plus experience in agrochemicals and allied research sector, holding MSc, AG and PhD in entomology, minor plant pathology from G.V. Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar. Currently working as a general manager at Bharat Certis AgriSciences Limited, having great knowledge of product development and regulatory expertise for getting registrations, approvals for domestic as well as the international market. Active member of number of committees of pesticides associations like CLI, CCFI, PMFI, BASAI and APMA, APMA. His past assignments with UPL, Dhanuka and NACL with various capacities successfully delivered great number of registrations under 9.3 for domestic market and many for international continent. He's been awarded with the Great Achievements Awards for accomplishing the task within stipulated time during Dhanuka days of 2014-19. So that's Dr. Ranjesh for you. Moving on to our next guest is Dr. Tamil Selvan. He's the founder and managing director of Bioscience Research Foundation, BRF, India, and Dr. Tamil Selvan pioneered the establishment of a regulatory laboratory in India and established a research center near Sri Perundarpur, which is a modern, sophisticated laboratory to achieve GLP, NABL, Senway, CPCSEA, IBSC, a whole lot of accreditations. Shortly in the field of chemistry, technology, microbiology, pharmacology, entomology, environment, fate, and residues. He has been an expert in the field of safety and an evaluation of agrochemicals for the past 35 years. They have clients throughout the world who require end-to-end regulatory services for all products, pharmaceuticals, drugs, cosmetics, medical devices, etc. So that's Dr. Coming down to my introduction now. I'm Rajiv Choudhary. I've come from Nagpur. We've got 2 manufacturing units under the brand name of Khandelwal Pesticides and Vishwa Minerals. We do pesticides as well as biostimulants and micronutrients. We are a 50-year-old company, and we have been probably, I would say, known as a more ethical company in today's world, where we are not a multinational, but then in the small scale sector or medium scale sector, we are known as an ethical manufacturer company. And I represent NBIF, that is a Biostimulant Federation, as the Vice President also. Hereby, I will start our day's session with the questions that I have for my friends here. I'll move down to the panel there now, and we'll start the session, please. Thank you. Hello. My first question actually is very simple, and for our audience here, it's going to be pretty intriguing to know that the expertise of my friends who are sitting on beside me can actually throw a lot of light, and we need, like somebody just pointed out, that certain information, Mr. Raj said that we'll be circulating it and sending it down to the department also, the government department also. The concerned officers should know the views of the industry when we're talking of regulations. So the first question which is coming up is, what are the significant contributions of crop protection industry And coupled with that, I will say, what are the current regulatory challenges we are facing before the pesticide industry? So I'll request Dr. Ranjesh to.
Hello. So, okay, thank you very much, Rajiv ji. So, before coming to the answer, first I would like to just extend my thanks to Anita ji and Raj ji for giving me this opportunity to, put my thoughts before you. So, as Rajiv ji asked, what is the contribution of agrochemical industry? So, what I suppose or what I think that agrochemical has put in lots of contribution towards the basic need of Indian, that is the food security. Starting from the Green Revolution from 1960, the agrochemical industry or agrochemicals has, invented or get some product to secure our crop productivity and production as well. By virtue of this, now we are able to feed our 140 crore population. And as today, Komalji has just initiated that we are sure of 56% more. So definitely there is an extended scope of agrochemical as well, because we cannot extend the acreage of our lands what we are having. We have to enhance our productivity how we can, because every crop, every variety, every has a potential. We cannot extend that potential up to their optimum or the top level. So how we can come far? So the best thing is that how we can minimize the losses of the crop productivity so we are able to feed. Now we are sitting on the era where we are self-sufficient for our Indian population, and as well as we are exporting a lot of commodity including vegetables to the globe. So that is a very proud moment, and I say for the India which play the significant role by agrochemicals. The next part is that nowadays the diversification in food is also there, so we need a plenty of products to safeguard the crops, because earlier we are totally dependent on the cereals. Now the diversified diet is there. Everybody is taking food along with fruits and good vegetables, and we are sitting here and discussing. We are uplifting food during our lunch or dinner. So that is one part. And as and when national calls the agrochemical industry or agrochemical, we are there. So if you remember, there is a menses of flaris minor in wheat production. So industry has come and stand along with the government to get rid of this, because and there is so many examples. The recent example I would just like to put towards the audience, that recently we are having the locust swarm incidents in 1920. Which is the locust are reached up to the Gurgaon borders. So agrochemical industry, along with the agrochemicals, we are stand with the government to tackle this issue to save our crops as well as our other things from the locust swarm. So apart from this, we are also working towards a great number of the sustainability and other things. We are trying to bring in the molecules or agrochemical product which are safer and good to the human beings, farmers, and even microflora and flora. So that is the one part for the, in nutshell, about the role or the given things of the agrochemicals. The another part is the regulation and policy. So after making this, you all are aware that insecticide or pesticide, or we can call agrochemical, is regulated by the central government. And the apex body who are regulating the registration of the agrochemicals, that is called Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee. So Act is formed in 1968 and rule is come under 1971. So there is things which is we have to found it, we have to follow it. So accordingly, now there is lots of things are changing the policy for ease of doing business to speed up the registration. But still, as an industry, we are still facing the challenge. What we would like to, introduce the new molecules in the market as early as possible. But the biggest challenge what we are facing from that, the regulatory registration timeline. Still, it is getting for new molecule 3.5 years. That is, more than the accepted timeline. So we would just like to, address from this forum to the government to please just look into the timeline, because as per Act, the timeline is 12 months, extended up to 6 more months. 18 months is the max. as per Act. But we are never able to get the registration, rather 2.5 years, as earliest. So this is one. And apart from this, there is so many good things is also happen in regulation. So recently government of India has, just launched a know your customer things in the portal, because the registration is totally online, and this registration is done by the portal called CROP, Comprehensive Registration of Pesticide. So there is, as on date, 26,000 applicants are registered who are doing business of agrochemicals in India. So they just put a notice that whosoever is the well or genuine player, they can submit their document. They have some guideline for submit the KYC. And after KYC, what they found, only 2,000 applicants who are active and who are genuine. Out of that, they are funneled down to the 816 only. So that is the scenario. So industry and policymaker both are, running together or working together to fight the counterfeit of agrochemicals. Because today I have heard a news that in MP there is a loss due to the use of the counterfeit pesticides. So we need to just curtail this. We have to look into that. And we are committed to, support the food security of India as well as export of the India. And we are committed for the sustainable approach. So that's from my side. Thank you very much. Over to you, Rajiv ji.
Thank you. Just a elaboration of what Dr. Ranjesh just said, that CIB had recently, what he said, that we have 48,000 registrants at CIB, but only a handful of them, say about 20%, were the ones who filled in their KYC. Fortunately, unfortunately, as we were the sufferers of the same thing, we also got our name was there in the list, so we immediately got back to Delhi and said that how come we have already registered, post that KYC, you can only get your registration, you can only reach the portal post you have done your KYC. Prior to that, you couldn't have done it. And we've had more than 18 registrations coming in post the KYC that we had filled in. So we got back to them and said that, what the hell is this? Why is our name reflecting there? So fortunately, unfortunately, this would be a story with a lot of friends here, that during the course of the time when we have used our some brokers and agents to go for registration, or we've done registrations ourselves on the portal, certain times the issue comes that the portal is not working. So you fill in your, open an account and you pitch in your details there. It doesn't function, so you defunct it and then move on for another time. So these multiple cases which have come in, where though you are existingly registered there as a KYC compliant company, but then the other numbers which are showing are reflecting something else altogether. So that is one thing. We took it up in PMFI meeting also. I'm a committee member there too. So we took it up very seriously there, that we should put in a request to them to remove the names which are actually done, they completed their KYC. So we shall continue doing that. As you know, the government takes a little time to act and enact. We have an expert on the subject, Mr. Dr. Tamil Selvan. I would request Dr. Tamil Selvan to give us a review on his experience on the regulatory affairs that he is an expert of.
Okay. Good morning to everyone.
Is this audible? Please, last bench. Are you?
Hello. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. So, thanks to all my share colleagues, speakers today. See, the two things is that, very clearly the topic is very important, that everybody to be understand that the things. One is for that, the policy and the regulatory. The policy is nothing but a plan. The regulatory is a law. The two things is you have to be very careful. The plan, you have to be done it in the timely manner, to well understandable manner, then easy to implement the law. That today, that the bureaucratic system is like that. Rightly pointed out, our Indian government, that application is filed, but a lot of times that website is not working, so application is not clear, that, those lot of things are there. Even the companies are ready to file, ready to plan, that, they always, keen on the business with the timely manner. But unfortunately, the bureaucratic system is not help to implementing the system to come up with the, meet with the regulatory things. So in that line, we have to be, the enlightened with it, the lot of opportunity to go with the alternative idea, even though the digital things are coming in. But we are in the pioneer, but still we are not able to be implemented. So we have a locking system of implementation. For you have to find out the key, how to implement it, that regulatory things to be activated in well manner, in timely things. That is the one. Another thing is that India, that we are really technologically improved. One thing I want to be, share with you, we must be happy about it. China and always India is, that we always, competitor. We are also in second line, but, still we are the export purpose and all, we are doing very good. Because why? We understand the law. We understand the regulatory things. The better, we are already registered a lot of product from the Indian companies in other countries. We are doing wonderful manner rather than the China. China is still doing only for the third-party businesses. They are Indians also buying and exporting to the registered to the other countries. So in that thing, the Indian government, the manufacturers, well versed with the regulatory, they are understand very good. But in India, in coming to the India, we are not in a position to implement on timely manner because of the bureaucratic system. The bureaucratic system is to be activated. For example, the regulatory in CIB, the people are said that how many experts are there? The first is that, the basic thing is, the regulatory people are very simple, the experts are very, very, very small. They are not able to in the position to be, look into that application, they took a lot of times. That is the thing that, all the companies, all the manufacturers, all that, business people are struggling, which will help to that, the regulatory. We are in, the companies are in a better position to bring the molecule in the right time. They are really implemented, the Indian agriculture system will come up well. So that is the thing. The another thing is that, two things is, always, that we have to keep in our mind. We in India, we are all small farming holding capacity. It is very difficult to be having that, the big company or the small companies or MSME companies are more, because MSME companies is very difficult to have that regulatory person to their own. They are always depend only for the consultant or some other people to help on that. They are not understand the policy. They are not well versed with the regulatory. They must be, keep on that educated and learn the things in policy in well manner. Definitely it is possible to implement the regulatory on time, that the Indian agriculture system will be grow much. That's what I want to be included.
Thank you, Doctor. I think just to elaborate a little more, since he's pointed out that the bureaucracy is a major issue here, which is a hindrance always. We have a very senior journalist also among us, which is Mr. Nimish. He has been interacting with the government departments and ministry as well as the associations. So his point of view on the subject would really help.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nimish Gangrade from Krishak, Jagat. Being a journalist accredited by the Government of India gives me the privilege to interact with the associations as well as the ministry and the bureaucracy in Delhi. Now everyone has their perspective, every association has their perspective, and every member of their association have a perspective of how they want to grow their business and what policy would work for their business or their sector to grow. Similarly, at the ministry, at the bureaucracy level, they have the agenda to protect the consumers as well as the business to thrive. If we talk about the Indian crop protection sector specifically, the sector has specifically 3 to 4 major asks. One is about the data protection, one is about the PLI in the crop protection sector, and there are some smaller asks of refining the policy, ease of doing business, and even a few associations have the want to have a duty on technical input as well, so that the local manufacturers get benefited out of it. Now, any policy decision taken very immediately or on ad hoc basis can lead to disruption of the products going to the final consumer. One example, a very recent example of this is the recent A1 and A2 milk that the FSSAI released the order on 22nd August that no company will be able to market their produce based on A1 and A2 proteins. On 26th, they had to take back the orders because the consumers, the trade, and the companies working in this sector went to FSSAI and raised that this will not work because the consumer demands such kind of products, and there is a stark difference between what A2 is, what A1 is. So on the similar lines, the bureaucracy has to deal with the corporates as well, has to deal with local manufacturers, has to deal with multinationals as well. Any decision taken on ad hoc basis will be an experimentation, and it would hinder how the business is done on the field.
Thanks, Nimish bhai. I think I feel that two personally have a very strong, this thing that media, press, and the second is the portal of PMO. There are two things which is actually moving the bureaucracy and the government. If they're not doing nothing, put your point across on the PMO portal or catch hold of Nimish to make sure that it becomes a headline and we shall actually get some results. So your role was going to be very, very crucial, Nimish. Thank you.
So I would like to add, we interact with a lot of farmers, and the moment a policy decision is being taken based on MSP or any decision that directly impacts the farmers, we get stark reactions immediately after the news is released. So it is not that the consumer is not aware. Consumer is aware about the 18% GST on agrochemicals, 5% GST on biologicals, and what should be the GST. So they have their own awareness, and even the agri-input companies are putting in their effort on educating the farmers. But ultimately, when any decision is taken by the bureaucracy and it hit backs, so it becomes the responsibility of the government to take it back and then put in the right measures to correct the decision.
Thanks, Nimish. Moving on to the next question. As per the data available, India is today the second largest exporter of agrochemicals in the world. What policy changes would you feel would help, or what other indexes we can touch? What are the other parameters we need to improve on through the industry channels or any other channel, which could help us become the number one in the world? Dr. Ranjesh, please.
So, thank you. So, first we would like to understand how it happened. See, India is developed a great manufacturing capacity over the years, along with the good quality of products. That's why we are able to, get the position after China, surpassing the USA and getting the second number in export of agrochemicals. See, what world is looking for? The quality of the product, which is fulfill the specification of the product, what it meant for. So first thing is that there is improvement in the manufacturing sector, and the second thought is the quality parameter. And along with this, there is, as far as the policy and regulation and data is concerned, so India has just given the Make in India concept, where they have given a lot of relaxation in terms of the export data. If you wish to, manufacture any product exclusive for export, there is a separate guideline. If you want to, manufacture any product for export purpose, then data demand and data guideline is different, which are more reluctant, and even you are able to get the registration for a new AI for export within, you can say, 1 year. And for, there is a 9.4, you can get the registration for 9.4 within, on RC to RC basis. So there is a meeting of a registration committee which is supposed to be held every month. So in that case, export registration get more faster. So people are getting the export registration more faster, and they are able to export their product overseas, especially unregulated and more in regulated country. So there is so many companies who are doing very, great in export. And apart from this, being a part of a Japanese company, so we, Bharat Certis AgriScience Limited, is a company who are, having the stakes of 56% of Mitsui and Corporation Japan Tokyo, and we have another group, Bharat Group, which we are able to, manufacture the latest AI of the Japanese manufacturer for export purpose only. And they are, happy with our quality, and they've given us the opportunity to manufacture in India and getting back to the Japan. So we are, getting the place after China in the manufacturing of the agrochemicals. That is the some parameter, and of course, the government is also very supportive on export policy. So relaxation guidelines also help us to getting the registration faster and make more export from the India. So that's few points from my side. Thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you. What I feel personally is that made in India, when we talk of made in India, it actually should translate into made in India with the growth pattern that we are looking at. All of you must be following the regular index also, Sensex index. When we talk of Sensex index, see where we are going. Some friends who were talking, we were just searching there on BSc and all. Prior, some speakers were there, and we saw the jump. A gentleman who was just here speaking in front of us, his share returns that he's given in last 3 or 4 months is 17.5%. So exporting. So thing is that we are looking at that. So India is a good story to move on with, and Made in India should actually progress. Dr. Simmons, what is your opinion? You are doing a lot of registrations for companies who are exporting. So what is your experience on the subject?
Hello. See that whenever you are looking for the export, the data is the most important. The preclinical safety evaluation data, without data, no one country is accepting it. But the good thing is, that a lot of CROs are coming in India. As per the GLP, that, the Indian government has adopted the system for the MAD, the agreement between the OECD countries and everything. So the one single data is accepted. The previously what we had to do, the Indian manufacturers is depend only for the foreign laboratories. Wherever they want to go there, they want to be, the data generation to be done, the particular country. They are spend a lot of money on that. Nowadays, the single data generation is to help them to be, registered globally. That is the one acceptability. Second thing is coming to that in the Indian point of view now that around, that more than 60, 70 laboratories are coming in, that, it is very good for them, the manufacturers, that timely, that data generation and the less cost that can be, help them to be, get registration in our, that not only India, in other countries also. That way, the self-sufficient manner, we get it. Then now that, that lot of product, whether it is a new product also, that is the capability we are hiring. The Indian laboratory, those days not having any, the new product evaluation facility. Today, lot of laboratories has that, the new product undertaking to the A to Z. So that talking to from that, characterization to the long-term studies, we are in the position to be better, quality manner, acceptable manner. The acceptability is the most important. Our Indian laboratory data being accepted the worldwide, so that it will be a good news for them. That's what we are, most of that Indian, the manufacturers now approach Indian laboratory to do that. Even Europe countries now they are approaching the Indian laboratories to generate data because time. Because the European laboratory, they go there, they are having that, own, the time calendar and all, they're taking a lot of time. While coming to the India, of course, we are helping them to be shorten the time, we are giving the report on time, so delivery and the cost effective is also there. So that we are attracting the globally, our data is being accepted, so that, that's what we are having a credential to improve that, not only Indian industry, that, other countries also, that way that we are boosting the marketing for the, the using the best opportunities Indian laboratory definitely will be help them to all the manufacturers to get the more product to be export without any hassles.
Thank you, thank you. Nimish bhai, would you feel that, or as what the industry feels, that media somehow is not pro agrochemical companies? There is a kind of a sublime feeling one gets. The reporting, how you get that, we don't know. But sublime feeling gets that, like it was recently read, that 96% of the Indian pesticide industry, the products that are sold in the country, are or the samples of 96% which were picked up from the market were substandard. Now, authenticating this statement via a press or a medium reaches, like you said, it reaches the farmer. Farmer knows what is happening today. But unfortunate part is that that news was not correct. It was not to the T. On the high side, the percentage of samples which, if you take out the average, were 2.5 to 3%, which were brought up in various forums later. So media somehow is anti-India industry, agri-industry, that they are trying to give a disclaimer that, the manufacturers in the country are not good enough. Where do you think we stand as far as the support of the media to reach far, having the far-reaching end farmer?
See, it's a very interesting question. See, journalists have the ability to play with words. I can call it pesticide, I can call it agrochemical, and if I am happy, I'll call it crop protection product. So if I call it crop protection product, it is more about I am educated what exactly the chemical does. But if you talk to any other journalist who is not educated about how the industry works or what is the use of the product, he would call it a chemical, he would call it an agrochemical or a pesticide. So it is more about the education. Talking about the kind of sampling is done. And a few people say that there is 50% spurious pesticide or mislabeled pesticide available in the market and the farmers are getting really bad products and the products are not working. Hence, we are doing in a more number of sprays, the more residual level in our crops is happening. In 2019, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar, who was the last agriculture minister, presented this data of 2.5% spurious products. And it also said that the number of sampling is done. The sampling is done much more than the required number of samples are taken, it might be a bit higher, but average we can take it as 2.5. Another challenge that comes in is the person who is taking the sample of the product on the ground. A few companies are always there in the sampling when the first sample is drawn. When it is challenged in the court and the same sample is taken from the same batch, the sample is cleared. In most of the cases, it is cleared. So, it is a policy change that needs to happen and a policy needs to be devised that brings up a random company and a random sample is taken irrespective of what the turnover of the company is. Probably that would help the company and would ease the way we do business in the rural India.
Fantastic, thank you. Hope that this word carries through to all the other journalists and the newspapers too. Coming to another question, which is India is looking forward to become kind of the perspective of going organic. Now here we are talking of regulatory affairs of pesticides and agrochemicals. So, what do you think should be, and how do we see the future of growth prospect of organic farming vis-a-vis the agrochemicals that we are using today. Could you please?
So, as far as the environment and health concern is there, we all are good supportive to the organic, but we need to understand how it is going to be, because see what happened as on day if we are producing 55 quintal of wheat in an acre with all these agri inputs, we are coming to the organic, pure organic. What is the production at that time? We have to check on that. We are always in that. Even industry is also working toward this. We are working towards very hard to the biological, to the safer product, to the all micronutrients, which give the boost to the soil, because we have to harvest our soil as well. So we are working toward. But what is our suggestion or our thinking or our thought idea on that? We have to do it in a very phase-wise manner, because if you are coming directly from this to this, then definitely you are going to be collapsed. So what is our suggestion? And we are working toward this. See the word, one word which we are very often hear, that sustainability. So sustainability we are also looking, because we have to be here. So accordingly, what is we are doing or every industry is doing, they are just pushing their product with some sort of biological. They are also providing the nutrition. Earlier there is only one, that is the crop production product or agrochemicals that we are providing. Now after changing the days, after changing the things and consideration, we are working on the biologicals as well. There is so many good industry partners who are working on the latest technology of the products like RNA technology and other technologies. They are working on that. So we need to have look into that, and we have to put all in a phase manner. So Rajiv has provided a leaflet or a journal of the pastorology yesterday with the registration, where one of my article is there in the August Journal of Pastorology, which is there. So where I have to just chalk down how we can sustain the biological along with the conventional method of the agrochemicals of crop inputs. So accordingly we can proceed. Otherwise, if we are in hurry, then we don't want to, another Sri Lanka. So that is one my submission. Thanks, Rajiv.
Absolutely right. No Sri Lanka here, for sure. Nimish, what is your take on this?
Very recently, we had an interaction with the senior officials of ICR and the ministry. And what we suggested is natural farming or repeated use of natural farming and promoting farmers, or doing 5 lakh acres, or the government has recently decided for the next year 5-year plan for the natural farming initiative. But our suggestion to the senior officials, the bureaucracy and the senior scientists of ICR is, they have to decide now whether it is a yield improvement or a soil improvement program. They have to define what is natural farming. There are no trials that have been done in India which show that the natural farming, wherever it has been done, has an increased yield. No trials have shown that there is an increase in yield, but every trial has shown that there is somehow increase in the soil carbon content or the overall soil health. So we suggested ICR and the state agriculture universities to come together, do trials, and then come out with the objective of natural farming, whether it is yield improvement that you want to trickle down to the farmers, or it is soil health improvement at the end of the day.
Thank you. That's very interesting. Doctor, what do you feel, what are you working on when you're talking of regulatory? Are you also working on regulations for natural organic product for India as well as overseas?
We worked on both the chemical as well as the natural product. See, most of the people are thinking like that, that natural product and organic product, I'm sorry for that, I am giving my scientific idea, is a safe. See, one thing you must understand, that nothing is a safe in the world, exceed the limit. Even water is exceeding that limit, it is a poison. So you must understand that whether it is organic, inorganic, is not a matter. So everything is a chemical. Once it comes to that, everything is a chemical. So the chemical you have to use in appropriate manner, appropriate dosage, whether it's written as a residue, whether it impacted the system, so that you have to clearly, notify and do that. That's the thing. See, talking about the organic is a good word. Everything is good. But, the cake is always, the tempt to eat. But if you have that poison in it, nobody will like it. So we have to very clearly put in the word, whether it is organic or inorganic is not a matter, but you have to what it contains. Whether the content is has most tolerable, it does not have the impact to the any human health or natural, so the environment. Those things have to be highlighted, and we can accordingly can find out. Then we can put that a lot of scientific discussion, scientific elaboration, scientific data terms. Then you can come to the conclusion. That is my the point I want to emphasize over here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Just to summarize from what my expertise is actually, going on regulations, when we are talking of CIB regulations, we are talking of registration now for biostimulants under the FCO. We've been working on this under the NBIF ambit for last 3 years, meeting the bureaucracy, meeting the ministers, meeting everybody concerned, all the scientists there, the CBC committee. We've done a whole lot of stuff. But down the line, the efforts being put in by the industry of 10,000, 12,000 biostimulant industry which is there, is not yielding any results yet. So the panel which is sitting here, regulatory experts, regulatory experts and the press, I would request that down the line, as we are doing for registration with the CIB, doctor had said that the actual time frame that they require is 12 months, extended by another 6, but goes to 36. We would want that if a good word or two goes down through the media also to the right sectors, where we are also putting and pushing our efforts. So it will be of a great help. Thank you very much, the august audience who were patient enough to sit down and hear what we people had to say. Thank you very much, Mr. Raj, again.
Rajiv ji, wonderful, beautiful. I think though I was in and out, but I enjoyed the discussion. Varied panel, varied questions, and varied kind of inputs have come. And the best part was, if you see, अगर हम लोग रिपब्लिक टीवी देखते थे तो 4 पॉलिटिकल पार्टी वाले रहते तो अब तक तो लड़ लेते थे, बट आपने इतना अच्छे से मॉडरेट. Congratulations, fantastic team, beautiful.
Thank you so much, Raj bhai.
I invite Dr. KRK to please do the honors to the thing, because he is another person who takes everybody along. Ranjesh ji.